Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on the Rumble and on Patreon. Anything else, I usually go about on Twitter X. Um, I'm still trying to get around and fine tune my schedule per se. But yeah, I'm not sure. Again, I always try to do some gaming news every day. Last week I only managed to do Monday. Still a lot of stuff to deal with regarding work stuff there. That's why I've been very busy. Again, I will try to do my best, try to at least do Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays to try and follow up with the schedule of releasing Death Stranding in those days also. Other than that, again, there is nothing like hugely worrying. But it's just of trying to, again, as a freelancer, I never have a fixed schedule, so I can put my videos on also in a fixed schedule there. But yeah, other than that, let's go to some older stuff. Also, I want to try and get around something that caught my attention here and there on the past week or so, and other stuff also from still from Gamescom, which was some time ago. But yeah, let's go for that. It seems that there is some updates here and there, but it's still rumor only. That seems that Intel might be preparing, let's say, the remaining of the launch of the Battle Mage lineup. We don't know for sure. Again, this is coming from manifesto shipments and all that jazz. Again, it might be more focused on as Intel might be more focused on the AI GPUs, let's say, more than anything else at this moment. Again, with this new CEO and a lot of, I don't know, trimming the fat on the company and prioritizing uh, what they need to do with the company. I'm not sure if probably they will not shut down completely the Arc stuff there, mainly because of the fact that supposedly with the technology they were developing at the time, with starting with Alchemist and Battle Mage, the XE2 graphic chips or technology can be inserted at least on APUs, and supposedly it's scalable. Mainly how they are going about with the chiplet design there, which can lend itself to having discrete GPUs to be launched on the consumer market, hopefully. Mainly because, again, it might be something interesting, especially at this moment in time with Intel on the entry level in terms of budget wise, having some interesting options there. And they improved a lot since the Alchemist stuff there. But yeah, hopefully it will entice some competition. Hopefully, if they can manage to continue to push out, hopefully the at least again supposedly around this new manifesto stuff in terms of manifesto shipments or shipments manifestos. Um, Supposedly they are higher end battle made GPUs going around here and there. Again, nothing confirmed from Intel. Again, I think they're not going to announce anything officially until they are for sure point everything down, cross the T's, dot the I's, and all that jazz until we have more information, supposedly. But yeah, competition is always good. Having only two companies competing at this moment in time, taking into account of the GPUs, discrete GPU market there, I don't think it's good enough. We need more competition to breed more products at a better price. Again, hopefully. But yeah, I will try to keep my eyes on this one because it's always interesting to see if they come up with something that it's worthwhile on investing or buying as GPUs goes. SQ Enix, in terms of high bandwidth memory for supposedly now it's in full mass production, and they are able to do the 10 gigabyte speeds with supposedly 40% higher efficiency, given that the standards for HBM4 supposedly is around 88 gigabytes per second speeds. So they, according to them, they managed to do better than the what is aimed for this HBM4 memory chips. and reduce still in terms of power efficiency, or increase the power efficiency of these chips, which is very interesting. But yeah, again, this is for AI accelerator stuff there at this moment. But given that it's memory technology, hopefully it will trickle down maybe on better speeds for example, GPU memory, and even the DDR memory. Hopefully, with this, hopefully full scale implementation, maybe next year, starting to see something on the other, not DDR, but the memory. I completely forgot the name of that, of this new thing that they are implementing there, which again occupies less space, better speeds, more power efficiency, regarding the same kind of stuff there. Hopefully, I think that they are trying to do that with the DDR6, with that new memory configuration, or standard, let's say. But yeah, I completely forgot the acronym for that. Sorry about that. Um, CAM memory. Sorry, it's CAM memory. But yeah, we're seeing some interesting stuff coming up on kind of early adoption and prototyping regarding that, and getting good results regarding DDR memory. Hopefully, we'll get something also coming out. I don't know, trickle down. I don't know when, with this high bandwidth memory. I think it will be served best, I think, in GPUs workloads, mainly because they are aimed at AI accelerators, which takes a lot of GPU workload stuff there, especially with LLM and AI things. But yeah, it's good to see that they are keeping themselves on the front, and hopefully push other companies like Samsung and HQ NX, that they're Enix. I think it's Enix that belongs to AMD, to come up with good stuff there. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how this will trickle down on the consumer market there. In terms of games, I completely missed out this one of covering the Onimusha Way of the Sword. Again, this game, it's presenting itself very well. Very interesting thing here. The original Onimushas, I remember playing at least the third one, which, as you went back and forth with the present day and medieval times there, or feudal Japan times there, between the Jean Reno character, played character, and the again, I completely forgot the OG character from Onimusha Free, I think. And it was difficult. It was not an easy way of going around in the combat stuff there, but it was more action oriented. At least that the feeling and the memories that I have from that game. I played on the OG console, so it's been a while. But yeah, the presentation on this game, they seem to be aiming more for a tactical approach on on the gameplay side of things, especially on the combat side, which again, I'm not sure if it's fair to compare to kind of Souls-like kind of a combat there, even though it seems they are more focused more on the parrying and deflecting side of things. So because you don't use sword and shield kind of. Like the vanilla stuff from Dark Souls, so there is some interesting stuff there. The combat is more kind of slow or less action oriented, which is an interesting approach for this game, and it seems to run pretty well. The previews that I saw, or at a quick glance from this game, they people are very interested. They enjoyed what they experimented with. The fact that this is Musashi in that time frame, or at least inspired by the mythology of Musashi to a certain degree. It's very interesting. Again, seems pretty good. Let's see when it comes out. Again, I think we will have more info when Tokyo Game Show comes out. I think it's by the end of this month, if not mistaken. But yeah, I want to see a little bit more gameplay, because from what I've been seeing is more trailers than, even though the trailers are in-game engine, or but they are trailers nonetheless. We got some glimpse of the combat, but I want to see kind of at least 15 minutes of a full sequence of a combat or something like that, or at least gameplay with a little bit navigation to see what we're going to do just besides fighting monsters or Gemma. But yeah, I'm really hoping for this game to be pretty good. The same thing can be said with Pragmata. We had, like, I don't know, a couple of years kind of no news after the announcement, which was the teaser trailer when they first debuted, I think in I don't know, in one of Jeff Keighley's kind of streams or events, the Game Awards, I think. But yeah, the combat is very interesting, also very tactical in the sense. You got that puzzle stuff there that the droid girl does, and then you can use the shotguns and the weapons there to shoot down the enemies. There is a little bit kind of a twist on that game mechanics there, which is very interesting, and I'm interested in exploring that. Hopefully, the dynamics of between the two characters seems to be pointing out like kind of a growing kind of not father daughter, but at least those kind of wheelhouse there, which is always interesting to see. And hopefully the story at least has something to go with the combat there. But yeah, people are liking what they are being surprised in the good way regarding what they are seeing from this game, which is always something good to wait for. And then we got also the blood of Dawnwalker. Again, I've been keeping my eyes on it since it was first announced, especially with when the studio was founded. Given that the pedigree of developers and the people that are in front of the studio, a lot of them from CD Projekt Red or ex CD Projekt Red, from creative directors, from artists, and all that jazz that work mainly on The Witcher 3 and some of them on Cyberpunk, even quest designers and all that jazz. They basically, after Cyberpunk launched, they basically went about and exit CD Projekt Red. And that pedigree founded this studio, the Rebel Wolf Studio, and the gameplay that people are seeing here, I did enjoy what I saw from so far. Again, it's got a lot of that vibes and feelings to a certain degree. The Witcher 3, which is kind of a medieval Dark Ages kind of a thing there, got a little bit of the vampire stuff there, which is the main crux of the story there is defeating the main vampire. But the most interesting thing that I've been seeing here is time as a consumable per se, which is time doesn't advance normally. Basically, when you do certain things, side quests or main quests, you have time advances a certain amount depending what the quest is all about. And then you got the day and night cycle, which you need to play around with that because some stuff or some missions can only we have to tackle differently depending if it is day or night time there, which is something very interesting. But yeah, the combat seems to be kind of given that we are talking about Witcher 3 inspired or vibes from this game. It seems to be way better. Witcher 3 combat was not the highlight of the game, even though it was not bad per se, but it was not the highlight. It was not at the same level of the storytelling, the quest design, and even the environments and the graphic stuff there. The combat was the least of the let's say the reasons to play the game there, but it seems to have an improvement, at least comparing it to The Witcher 3. But yeah, I would like to see what the fact that you have supposedly 30 days and nights or 30 cycles to go around and finish up the game. There is some information that because you have to save, I think it's the sister or the family, but I think you can overgo those 30-day time limit there. But again, we are not spoiled what happens there. But supposedly the game can continue after those 30 days and nights. Uh, but again, we are not telling. Nobody is telling us what happens per se. But there is a continuation, so it's not game over after that time limit. Things change, I suppose, in a very dramatic way, and maybe there is kind of a plot twist after those 30 days and nights if you cannot defeat the main guy there. And one of the interesting thing is at day one you can't just try and get him killed, but it's going to be almost virtually impossible, but it's doable supposedly. But yeah, very interesting stuff there. Even the human and the Dawnwalker kind of mythos, which is during the day use your human abilities, and during the night use your vampire abilities. All those things intertwined. Again, given that this kind of it is action RPG. Again, also very interested in seeing when it launches, supposedly next year. Then we got some more updates on Elden Ring Nightreign. Again, as I mentioned, when the game was announced and we got more details about the game before launch, I always assume this is kind of an experimentation project for from software regarding tackling PvP, PvE kind of stuff there in terms of mechanics and adoption of that, and how we can be integrated in like the main projects that From Software is doing. And I think this kind of serves as a test of what players do engage with and what they do prefer in a game that has like PvP, PvE kind of stuff there. And they are shaping the game, it seems. In that regard, they are taking the feedback of the players, see what can be improved. They're always updating the game, it seems, very regular stages there. And they introduced Deep of Night mode, which is kind of increasing even more the difficulty there. There is kind of a different modes, it seems. Again, I never played the game. I never watched kind of a session of gameplay of this game, but what they're trying to do, and from the trailers, the information that I got here is more about within the trailers themselves, what the game is all about. Even though, again, I usually don't like to play PvP games, even though I can play solo. Again, I will probably try one of this game one of these days. But yeah, the trailer that they launched with the overview, they go in depth there in certain things that you can do, what changes, what doesn't change in terms of the gameplay itself when you enter this mode. And yeah, very interesting. I think they're improving the product, let's say, taking in account a lot of the feedback that the players are giving for from software, and hopefully these improvements that they are doing and tweaks will be reflected in a certain extent on the multiplayer side of things of the projects that they are working on. I don't know, Dark Souls 4 or whatever, or Elden Ring 2 or something like that, or even Armored Core stuff there, which is more it tends to be more multiplayer stuff there, where you can do more stuff there. But yeah, a lot of stuff that is interesting on Night Train there. Then you got also another DLC expansion for Pacific Drive, which is Whispers in the Woods, more horror kind of a thing there. Interesting teaser there. Again, this is one of those games that is on my wish list. I'm eager to try this one out. It seems pretty good, from my understanding, at least from what I've been seeing from this game, and they are announcing another DLC there. Then we got another update for Cyberpunk 2077. Again, the patch is 2.41. Supposedly it's now live. Again, some improvements on ray tracing, path tracing fixes, and all that jazz. And I think they also updated a little bit the auto drive function, which is from the previous main update that they did. Again, supposedly now when you are on a mission and you select the auto drive function, automatically the car will try to overtake vehicles, not stopping at traffic lights, which supposedly is something that it was doing. Again, it might conflict, I don't know, in time sensitive missions, I don't know. But on the free roam, it basically follows the traffic rules as supposedly a normal driver, which is always very interesting. And again, a lot of stuff in terms of fixes and patches regarding mainly ray tracing stuff there, and some fixes regarding NVIDIA Reflex and DLSS stuff there. Again, it's usually not my jam to cover that much there, but yeah. There is a lot of stuff that they improved there, which is something. Again, I will eventually also play this game one of these days. I'm very interested in checking this one out. And then lastly, we got here Mega Crit, which is from the Slay the Spire game. They delayed the early access release date for March 2026. Again, I played the first one. I don't know how many hours I spent on that one, 100 and something hours. I really did enjoy this kind of games. It's my jam. This kind of deck builder, roguelike kind of ascension kind of a thing there in terms of with the classes stuff there. Again, it's my jam in terms of games of spending hours and hours just one more run to try and unlock whatever it is or trying to overcome an obstacle there. Again, early access next year, it seems round about March, and then I suppose they will keep as it is a few months so they can fine tune everything, taking into account the feedback from the players, and then they will have the full launch there. Again, the delay seems to have something to do with some internal personal kind of issues or stuff that happen in terms of personal matters on the side some developers on the studio. Nothing huge in terms of gravity, but again, they decided to take a couple of more months to at least patch it out and optimize and fine tune the alpha or the beta for the early access stuff there. Again, I'm pretty interested and see what they have to do here, what kind of improvements they are going to do, and I don't know, updates they are going to do in the mechanics for this second one. But I did very much enjoy the first one. Let's round up here with some gaming deals. Again, from my library here, some recommendations. We can start off with Dead Space Remake. Again, I did enjoy pretty much this game. The feels and the vibes are very much in line with the original one when I played it. And it's 80% off. I can recommend. You can check out the first couple episodes that I did on the series of this game to have a kind of a feel what the game looks like. My only nitpick again is some transversal stuttering when things are loading when you approach doors to again loading the remaining of the level that it has there. But yeah, it's basically the only nitpick that I can remember when playing this game. Other than that, it feels pretty good. We got Keeper. Again, this is kind of a roguelike kind of a thing here. We do some runs here, and you got some also digging mechanic there to catch minerals for the upgrades and all that jazz. Again, I played a little bit um, oh my god, the early access stuff or the demo, and I played a little bit on the main game. From time to time, I usually play the game. I do enjoy these kind of games, and I do recommend it. From what I played, again, 60% off. I think it's a good game. The same thing can be said to Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden. I made a series out of this one. I can recommend at this price point when it's on sale, and I usually recommend oh my god, where is it? Usually I recommend the deluxe edition because it has the Seeds of Evil, which is expands a little bit more the story there. Again, it's kind of a XCOM like kind of a game. Interesting stuff there, and yeah, I did a series on it. You can check out the first couple episodes to have an idea what kind of twists on the XCOM formula that they have. But yeah, I did enjoy this game, and I hope one of these days we'll also play the spiritual successor, let's say, which is Miasma Chronicles from the same studio. We got also the Star Wars Jedi stuff there, the games. Again, I can recommend these games, the normal editions. Again, if you're a fan of Star Wars, if you like that environment and all that jazz, again, not a I'm not a lore keeper or anything of that from Star Wars, but I think these two are the better ones, at least from what I played. In terms of combat, it's got some solid combat. The story is serviceable and you can follow through. Again, 75% off. I think it's a fair price for this game. And I did a series on this one as the sequel, which is Jedi Survivor. Jedi Survivor, and again, both of these games, they still have some technical hiccups here and there. Mm, Again, more Jedi Survivor regarding some stuff in terms of visual bugs here and there, but nothing game breaking. But yeah, they are good games at this price point. Again, normal edition or the base edition of the game will let you enjoy the experience. Don't need to go for the deluxe editions. But yeah, the continuation of the story on the second one is good. It's kind of the same level. Some nitpicks here and there that again, I'm not a lore keeper, so I'm not sure how much sense it does some stuff that happens there story wise. But other than that, it's kind of a Star Wars, the better ones. Again, it's an enjoyable game. This one has bigger areas, more gameplay, better mechanics, and a little bit more polish overall from the first one. And then last we got Wall World. Again, even at full price, I can recommend this game. But again, this is kind of a no-brainer. If you like this kind of little mix games here, between mining, roguelike, the pixel graphic stuff there, plus the tower defense aspect of this game. I can recommend this even at full price. It's very cheap. It's like $7, $8, something like that. And I can recommend the Deep Threat, which is the DLC there. Again, it expands a little bit more the story. It introduces some kind of twist on the boss battle stuff there. Again, I like this game. I played it fully, and it's a very entertaining game if you like this kind of roguelike kind of games there. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up here with the plug my Patreon as usual. For extra support, you know the thingy there. But yeah, I will try to keep the schedule the best that I can. Again, no promises that I can make here, but again, nothing happened. I'm busy with work. That's all. But yeah, other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.